What I think about our current president, I think he's doing exactly what I thought he would do, which was get us into a conflict. Like this North Korea thing that's happening is scary because North Korea has a missile that can reach the coast of California, and we don't need them firing off anything. So I pray he has better advisors around him to show him, listen, you need some humility, listen to a few people. I think he's one of the few presidents that I don't believe are fully qualified as far as knowing how to be diplomatic about situations and not drag us into a conflict where it won't benefit any side for us to be in it. I was at an NAACP dinner, and our president was saying the exact same thing. He said, what we first need to do is educate more people about their power with voting, and not just voting on the president, but the local elections are where we're getting crushed because we don't pay attention to them, whoever gets into office, and now they are adding to the local laws that affect us directly more than trying to help benefit us with the local laws. They're passing whatever bill they want to pass. We're just subject to whatever they say goes. And I feel that overall, if we started educating our people more, and when I say our people, I'm talking about voters. I don't care if you're black, brown, blue, green. They need to be educated more on these processes and these people who affect the real change, because the president, that's for the whole country. We're talking about what affects you in your state, in your city, on your block. Those people from governor to mayor on down, we have the power to control, but we don't take it a lot because we only think about the president for election. We don't care about the local one. That's what we need to start doing. Go down to the local level and work our way up, because once we change the laws that affect us every day, then we can start seeing that trickle down effect where it goes up the ladder and it gets to the president, where we have an outcry of just not ralliers and protesters, but actual people who are in his cabinet that now are fighting for us. Because that's where he'll have to listen, because these people are in his cabinet. He has to hear them every day. But people, that don't know think, oh, I can't make a difference. I don't. It's too big. It's too old. It's too over the top. So that's what I think. How I empower my daughter. One, I ask her about what she thinks of what's going on. We watch the news together, and she always has questions. I mean, if you let any child that's 6, under, or even a little older watch the news with you, they're going to have questions, because they're going to see so much that probably they're not exposed to yet, which is the violence, the criminal side, everything. So one of the things that's so funny, we were watching the news and they were showing a guy that got knocked out by a stranger, and then they robbed him. And she asked me, why would they do that, Daddy? I said, because you have good people and you have bad people. I said, the best thing you can do is know what's going on, to know how to arm yourself, whether it's with knowledge, whether it's with knowing about how to go and look up some information. So I've started training her on not to be technology dependent, and to be self-dependent on her brain and using everything around her. I said, listen, the worst thing you could do is not ask a question. Ask any questions you want. I said, now, after you ask the question, don't ask it just to ask it. When someone gives you the information, store it. Just like you store all these songs. She knows 1 million songs. I said, store information, because that will help you, whether you want to become a doctor or a bus driver, I don't care. But information can never be a bad thing to you, as long as you know how to as long as you know how to use it to your benefit. So she always asks information, and as far as empowering her, she always wants to know more and knows that her self-value is the best thing that she has in life. I told her, I said, once you give that away, you're no longer a princess. You're just a woman. I said, you want to stay a princess and turn into a queen, remember your self-value is the first thing you need before you do anything else. The first thing is, I think social media is the biggest gift and curse for the generation yet. Gift because it's a way to get out positive energy and information if you choose to use it in that manner. Curse because the same thing can happen with negative energy. And now cyberbullying is now a big thing. And it's brought us so together and so close that now I'm scared about, and Denzel said it best, we're in an era of being first instead of being true and right. And social media amplifies that to the utmost, to the point where on this show I was watching on the news, there are people out there who create false headlines and make them look like they're real and put them on social media, and they get paid off of our clicks of clicking this false information. One of which was Hillary Clinton suffered a minor stroke during her campaign when she was sick that day. They put it out there, and everyone it went so far that their doctor had to release a press statement against it, and it was just because of social media. Now, for me, social media has worked well because I use social media as a supplement of what we couldn't do back in the day when there was no social media. How do you let people know the work you're doing without walking around and just showing everyone a clipboard or something that you have? Social media is a good way, if you use it correctly, to get your message out, to get your work message out, to get your brand message out, and to network if you use it consistently in that manner. Most people use it as a here and now thing where they say, oh, I post up a picture of me with my girls, or I post up a picture of me and my dudes and popping a bottle. Hey, if that's your way of using it, fine, but it's not benefiting you, it's just straight entertainment. It can actually benefit those that use it in the correct way. And I feel I'm on that path of using it the correct way. I'm still learning every day, something new, something someone tells me about. I gotta do this, I gotta do that. But I'm using social media to bring my clientele and bring in more clientele easier than pitching everyone all the time. You don't have to pitch if you just show your work. They'll already know what you do, and you can refer them to your Instagram, your Facebook, whatever way you choose to do your social channels. You can do it in that manner, and when you refer that person to them, to that social media outlet, they can see your work, and it speaks for itself. That's a very good question. So the whole fact of the beauty of where it stands now, and my daughter's seeing it, and just where every woman is now, not every woman, some women are now. Three things, I'll address it from this way. One, plastic surgery, I feel should only be done, and this is just my opinion, not looking down on anyone, but I feel plastic surgery should be done when there's a serious accident, such as when Grace Coddington that used to be with Vogue, got into a bad car accident and she needed plastic surgery on her eyes. That's understandable. Listen, your body has been desecrated by something beyond your control. Plastic surgery is fine with that. You want to get back to just where you were, not enhancing, but just getting back to ground zero. Fine with that. Two, the butt injections, the breast, enhancements. I think if they're done in the sense of you truly were insecure and that helps you to get better with yourself and be more aligned, that's your thing, that's fine. When my daughter sees it, I let her know, listen, there is nothing wrong with the way you are. You know why? Because God put you that way. And if you already believe God doesn't make mistakes, or whomever you pray to doesn't make mistakes, why would you try to change something that's not wrong? Right? Three, I think we've gone a little crazy with these booty enhancements now. Now it's like, women are dying, and they don't put this information out there, but women are dying because of these injections. I personally know a woman who is doing 16 years now. I think she's in her 9th year. Who, I don't know if it was hate, I don't know if it was animosity, but told a woman that she would do the injections for her and injected her with liquid cement. Right? And the girl died because of it, and now she's doing time. Stuff like that. It's just, we're so careless and we're so eager to try to be what we see instead of try to be who we are. I think that's a big problem nowadays, especially, and I'm in the fashion industry, and I wish, and I know I'm being naive about this, I just wish on the runway we could have a little more diversity of shape on the runway and sizes, just because some women are influenced by that and think they have to be that thing. You don't have to. That's a certain way to be that thing. And those women that are that thing are for a purpose, not because they think they're beautiful, but because this is their profession. And I think a lot of the women nowadays, it's monkey see, monkey do. And it's a sad thing because we're losing the originality of how women should be. Every shape, every size. I think when you lose that originality, you start becoming like that Twilight Zone episode where every woman is just the same and looks the same and is trying to be like this person or that person, to the point where it makes you sick because you're looking at a shell, you're not looking at the substance, So that's my thing. I think fashion is at a critical point right now where the music industry was about 20 years ago, where the internet has really found its way into our profession, and now we have that critical point of where we can either adjust to it and help it empower the industry, or we can fight it, let it take us over, and become what the music business became, where it's a wild west of no rules. I like that there's certain rules in fashion. I'm old school, I like that not everyone can get in. I like that not everyone knows what they're doing in it, because it teaches you to respect the craft. And I think nowadays with fashion, a lot of people don't respect the craft. They see it as a whore, as something they can get into, get out of, do what they want. But people like myself and Rescue and there are other people that I know, we've done this for years. So it's insulting to someone in any profession when they've put in X amount of years and someone else comes in and doesn't appreciate that journey and tries to skip it and thinks they know it all already. And especially with fashion, there are ways that we can implement the internet, but right now, people are finding out the hard way that unless you find a way to incorporate it, it can take you over. Look at all these retail chains that are closing down, because now the brick and mortars aren't seen as necessary as they were 10 years ago, because people are buying online more, right? And then, as I was discussing with a department store one day, it's a lot of the brick and mortars on false. Because if you call a department store number, the first thing they're gonna do is tell you about their times of when they open and close, and tell you for any other thing. You can refer to our website. Okay, well, you're sending people to the site. So why are you mad if they're not coming in your store when you had nothing on your phone message about coming in? It was all about go to the site, well, they went. So don't be mad now. They're doing what you said. And then the trends, I think one of the biggest trends I've seen in fashion lately, and it's been happening at my showroom as well, is that people are coming in for a lot of neon colors, a lot of mixed prints that they're trying to put together, and they're trying to do this denim on denim on denim look, right? Which I think if done wrong, can look like a disaster with the denim on denim. I see a lot of the kitten heels coming back, meaning the in-between heels for the woman that still wants to be chic, but she can't wear the 6 inches. Perfect example, I went to a brand who was looking at shoes, or I was looking at new shoes, and they implemented the 3 to 3.5 inch heel, and it worked really well for a lot of the women because the women were saying, I can't wear the 6 inch heel, but I still want to feel like I have my heels on, so I want a little bit more than the average. So yeah, those are my thoughts on fashion right now.